as we take a live look outside on your Tuesday morning, we are not expecting any more storms for a bit here, but we are really heating up, which has our weather impact team calling an impact alert for tomorrow. Good morning, I'm Lawrence Cafidi.
And I'm Jordan Chavez. Good morning, everybody. Let's get a check of that forecast now with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Chris, thankfully that weather has moved out, but now we're getting ready for things to get very hot out there.
Yeah, and we do, by the way, have the potential for one of those dry microbursts. If you just saw what happened in Centennial with the IKEA sign, that was because of a dry microburst. And I'll actually explain what that is here in the next few minutes. But we do have the potential for one or two of those later on today. I think that potential, though, is a lot lower today than it was yesterday. Otherwise, hey, I'm telling you firsthand, I'm in the 90s backyard right now. It is glorious out here. Upper 60s, low 70s. But it's not going to feel, well, depends. I'm in a suit right now. It's not going to feel glorious that much longer. It's not going to feel all that nice once we get into the 80s for us here in the next little while. But those 60s and 70s, very comfortable out there. 50s in the high country. Radar's pretty quiet right now. Later on today, though, we will have that potential for some stronger storms across the far eastern plains. That's where we could see one or two storms that could produce some large hail, some damaging winds. But we were showing you the images out of Yuma and the Landspat. That overall severe weather threat today is a lot lower, even for our friends here across the eastern plains. It's going to be a lot lower today than it was yesterday. We had a lot more ingredients for severe weather yesterday compared to today. Otherwise, the main impact here in Denver, it's 95. It's going to be really, really hot, mostly sunny skies. And those overall headlines, isolated storms east of Denver. The story for tomorrow, though, it's the heat. We've got a weather impact alert for tomorrow. I'll explain why in the next few minutes. I want to send things over to Brianna now for a check of traffic.
Chris, thank you so much. 8:02 is your time, and we have a small traffic impact alert for those heading out the door all the way down in Castle Rock. So South Metro Fire Rescue, they are responding to a small vegetation fire along southbound I-25. They're saying that the fire is under control, but you can see we do have crews there on scene at the moment. So again, South Metro Fire as well as Douglas County Sheriff's Office, they are blocking that right shoulder, and this is southbound I-25 right near Happy Canyon Road. But you can see on the center lanes in that left lane, people are just driving on by, but just take it easy and drive slow. Do want to switch things over to our main maps, give you those drive times before you head out the door. So if you're in the Commerce City area taking 270, right now we are seeing heavy delays, so it's going to be a 15-minute drive. Same story for those taking westbound 76. For those in Commerce City, a slight slowdown just after 88th Avenue. Right now you're looking at a 13-minute drive.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Heads up if you're driving to DIA this week. The airport just kicked off a new traffic layout that could slow your commute. Overnight lane closures and detours started last night, and they wrapped at 4 o'clock this morning. Now, traffic on Jackson Gap is shifting to new pavement on the west side in both directions. More lane modifications are coming on outbound Pena from 11 tonight to 6 tomorrow morning. Speeds are going to drop to 45 miles per hour near the Jackson Gap Bridge. These changes will stay in place through mid-August.
Right now, CBI is asking for help finding a missing teenager. Officials say 16-year-old Leah Black was last seen in the area of Crestline Avenue in Denver. That was around 7 in the morning on the 4th of July. Black was seen wearing a short-sleeved shirt, sweatpants, and a gray and black backpack. If you see her, call the Denver Police Department. Their number is 720-913-2000.
A child is recovering at the hospital this morning after falling 6 floors from a former hotel in Denver. Crews were called out to the former Embassy Suites Hotel off of East Hampton Avenue around 2:15 Monday afternoon. The building is currently being used as a shelter by the city of Denver. Officials say that the kid was awake and responsive but had multiple injuries. The child was taken to Children's Hospital Colorado for treatment. As of this morning, there is no information on the circumstances of the fall.
A man has died after falling into the water at Chatfield Reservoir. South Metro Fire was called out around 4:20 on Monday afternoon to help look for an adult who was last seen on the water on a paddleboard. CPW says the man was with his 2 kids when a strong gust of wind knocked them in. They say a person in a nearby boat was able to get the kids out of the water, but not their father. They say he was not wearing a life jacket. Crews used an underwater drone to find his body.
A Denver man faces felony charges accused of scamming more than $150,000 from a Larimer County man. Officials say that William Harris told the man that he'd inherited millions but needed help paying taxes before getting the money. Over 6 months, he handed Harris cash until he realized something wasn't right. Deputies arrested the 67-year-old last week. Investigators think that there could be more victims. Anyone who has had contact with Harris is asked to call the Larimer County Sheriff's Office at 970-498-5542. A retired English teacher called Steve on your side after she tried selling a bike on Facebook Marketplace and was instead scammed out of $2,000 on Zelle. This started when Susan Winery listed a bike that her husband doesn't use anymore for $100. A man messaged her saying that his sister wanted to buy the bike and gave her a phone number to text. The texter asked if Susan had Zelle, and Susan asked them to talk her through it. She got an email that she thought was from Zelle saying that she needed to deposit $500 to activate her account, but it didn't work, and then the emails kept coming.
You're going to basically send me the $500 to establish the account, and then I'm going to give you $6. The back of my head knew the whole time. Don't ask me why I played into that, but I did.
Experts warn that fraud is pretty prevalent on Zelle, and you should never send money to someone you do not know.
New this morning, Colorado Springs is bringing in more private security guards to deal with the growing concerns over homelessness. Business owners and visitors have reported more disturbances lately. In response, the Downtown Partnership is rolling out a new pilot program later this month. It'll include seeing unarmed security guards on patrol during busy hours, outreach workers offering help and resources to people experiencing homelessness, and downtown ambassadors guiding visitors to shops and restaurants.
They are just super friendly folks that we're going to be real familiar with downtown, so they can help visitors find shopping, dining, those kind of things downtown.
The program is funded through a mix of private donors, the city, and downtown businesses. If it all works out, leaders say they'll consider expanding it.
This morning, we are finally seeing Douglas County's newest bomb robot in action. The Douglas County Bomb Squad was called out to a metal container after an old dynamite was found inside. Officials say that dynamite can become unstable as they get older, so they used their new bomb robot, Johnny 5-0, to safely remove the dynamite. The dynamite was safely placed in a dug hole, and officials were able to detonate it. Officials are reminding people if they do come across an old explosive device or a suspicious device, you should not touch it and contact a bomb squad immediately.